He had mild Parkinson's disease. But they don't talk about the millions he was going to receive from the movies that are going to be coming out soon. Oh, Go Pack 24 from the Blog TV days watching me? Really? Wow. You should send us your Blog TV name. We have a copy of all those people that were mods. Were you a mod during that time or just a viewer? Don't have to answer that.
Oh, the
okay.
curfew was lifted today? Huh.
Well, as soon as we can lift the curfew safely, that'd be great. No one's been killed, right? Other than the innocent young man who was stealing cigars?
Cool, welcome back.
Okay, good.
Go Pack.
There's no need to turn this into a racially driven issue. I mean, there are people out that are protesting from the African American side, and they've been really forthright about how they want to keep people from just going out and rioting and looting and basically stereotyping an entire class of people, which is sad. It's really sad. We don't want this to devolve into that, and I think the people that are probably looting and rioting are just using this opportunity to get a nice new LED TV.
Oh yeah, you were in Southern California from '67 to 2003.
Longer than I was there. I was in. You stayed 10 years longer than me, Sunstar. But I was in LA from 1960 on when I was born. Hey there, in no way affiliated. We're fighting the good fight, yes. Oh yeah, riots have to be stopped whenever possible. You know, I talked about water guns, the possibility, and Sarah said, oh, that's very dangerous. Well, what about rubber bullets? That's more dangerous than water guns. If you aim the water at the ground, you're okay. If you aim the water at the people, you're not okay.
So you think I should do low bandwidth?
Yeah, I would, for sure. Anyway, we're going to be broadcasting on 5 or 6 networks tonight. I'm very upset about Robin Williams. I talked about Robin Williams at the cash register at Fred Meyer in our area, which is a box store. And
well, you want me to sit there? I'm sorry, I have to do. I'm doing.
Yeah, let's switch.
Move the chair.
Well, I can
just move.
Yeah, and the lady, the checker, said, "Yeah, I think it's very suspicious."
That's what I was saying from Break EL. Is like water can break bones, and it depends on the pressure, water pressure that you're using. I mean,
you don't have to repeat the same thing, top or down. That is an actual offense in our room, and it is a bannable offense. I take your point. I'm going to leave it up there, but please don't cut and paste it. I was getting to Iraq. I wanted to kick off things that people are kind of like, whoa. Because there are a lot of people on Conspiracy Monday that think Robin Williams was a fall guy. The Illuminati was making another statement. I know. Holder's in to make it a race issue. Good point, Willing. I know. You know, Sharp, Jesse Jackson, William Holder, Eric Holder, Barack Obama. I mean, they're sidetracking the issue right now by making this issue in Ferguson a major issue when Iraq is the major issue. So it's ironic that that's happening at the same time, and Topper Dan thought I was ignoring him. No, I'm not trying to divert your attention from Iraq. I realize it's a hotbed of problems, but I predicted all these problems 6 years ago. That's why we left our entire plan for Iraq on our website. Nobody thinks anything but me. I'm the only one who thinks things. You're telling me that I'm the only one in the world that thinks that maybe a guy who hung himself on a closet door with a small belt from around his middle section, who had superficial cuts which could have been defensive wounds on his arm, who died during a time when his wife could have been in the house, who happened to dislike him because he was cheating on him. You're saying that I'm off in a far left tangent talking about the possible murder of Robin Williams? Seriously? No, Al Sharpton's doing well, Rodney. You're the only one infected with that. Al Sharpton looks good. Yeah. If I ever have any kind of statement or deposition on mob activity, I'll call Al Sharpton. He's an expert witness in mob trials for some reason. I don't know why. You think maybe he has mob connections? You think? You would be banned if you posted the same thing over and over again. You're trying to turn this conversation into your conversation when it's not. Iraq is a very important point, but this is Conspiracy Monday. It trumps Iraq right now. We're talking about the death of Robin Williams.
I thought we were talking about Ferguson, too.
We are talking about Ferguson, St. Louis, both of which are not conspiracy theories. We're talking about Ferguson's, Missouri, and we're trying to get to the bottom of why Obama wants to start a race war over this. Does anybody know why Barack Obama wants to start a race war over this? I can tell you. There's a conspiracy theory behind it. All wars are created to constantly confuse the American people and make us all hate each other. Racial hostility, men versus women, misogyny, any kind of economic imbalance. If Donald Trump walked around and I walked next to him, he would be looking down at me. Economic subserviency, all that's designed to create the status quo and permeate, or make it permanent, rather. Excuse me. The status quo. Promote it. They're promoting the status quo, which is constant hatred and violence. We can never get past this. That's your problem, Rodney. Ask for protection next time and talk to her mother. Okay? Poor Rodney got himself into something there. Yeah. Does she want you to marry you? You want to marry her? That's my question. William says Obama comes from the school of communism and socialism from the 60s. Follow the money, Dave. I know. I followed the money. You know, William, all of us on the center and the right agree with you on this issue. Obama has used Marxist academics within his administration. He's brought in the Saul Alinsky-style socialism, a plan to bring in illegal aliens into our country and break down our system so that we don't have any good, solid citizens as voters. We've got a bunch of illegal aliens dominating our policy.
Oh, good. Thank you, Springtime 25. So far, so good.
So far, so good over there? Good. Because we were having problems with iVlog coming in on the higher definition. Excellent. Thank you very much, Springtime, for coming in.
I am. I have these cute pants that have stars on them. Big Zed.
Yeah, you've got great pants. You look great. Yeah. Sarah's looking good. We had a fun time today. We just went out.
Thank you.
I was looking for some values today at the discount stores. Didn't find any. You notice how all the prices were so high that it was almost impossible to get a discount at the discount store today? Even the discounted food was like $4.99 for a can of food. It was ridiculous. You wouldn't know about that. It was supposedly a suicide episode. Odd. Yeah, that's the one thing that people are thinking about with Robin Williams. I did not see somebody had hung the Islamic State flag outside the White House, but yeah, that makes sense too. See, Barack Obama has been a closet Muslim since he became president, and the Democrats can't figure that out. I think we're all in agreement on that. He's been pushing socialist and communist policies, and he's been breaking down communication with some of the world leaders that we really need to trust and have a good relationship with, like Vladimir Putin. No, it's not more socialist, no. And please don't say that to William. Our ideas are centrist. Our concept of hybrid capitalism, our book, is not socialism. You see, Topper Dan, you don't understand a thing we're trying to do. We're centrists who are trying to help people understand that the government can make a little bit of money back and compete in the free market. We're not trying to push socialism down your throat. We're trying to get people who are libertarians to understand that maybe the government could run like a business. You're completely off in left field, Topper Dan. No, please don't set him straight, because he's not in need of being set straight. God, I mean, these people, even Topper Dan, is such a right-wing neocon that he doesn't even understand our policies. Oh, cool, we're being featured. JustCast has us featured. That's kind of nice. All right, so what I'm going to talk about tonight is shocking in many ways to many of you who are probably two-party people wondering what this third party is about. Well, I don't necessarily believe in this conspiracy crap. Well, anybody who actually entertains a conspiracy theory isn't a whack job. You've got to understand that conspiracies have been going on since the beginning of time. Caesar, Pompey, Cassius, all conspired to rule over Rome. We know that conspiracies do exist. When people get together, they're conspiring to go to the bathroom individually, to have a bathroom in the building. There's a conspiracy to create a restroom. That's a conspiracy, and then everyone can use it. That's a conspiracy. I mean, you can take the idea of conspiracies to the nth degree. Topper Dan, this is Conspiracy Monday, please bear with me. You obviously don't have the mind to go off on a tangent, but yeah. You've got to understand, Topper Dan, and you didn't get this last show we had you in. We were unfortunately dealing with you there. Our entire political system is being run by money. Money is being run by elitists who literally have ordered it to be print up whenever they need it. Whenever they need it, they just order it to be printed up, and boom, it's there. They give it to their cronies in government. That's why nobody in federal government or state government has lost their job yet, except for maybe a couple. The government has downsized 5% since 2008. That's a small fraction compared to the private sector, which has downsized probably 45% in labor. The pension plans that were once a robust part of American economics and stability, and everyone thought of their long-term pension goals, now private industry, only 16% have pensions, literally. Whereas the federal government, the state government, the county government, they all have 100% pension plans, and they're really lucrative. So we, the taxpayers, we, the voters, we have to decide, do we want these cronies sitting in our government sucking off the last remaining vestiges of whatever this country's worth? Or do we want to gain a little control and have some sort of a nationalized pension plan for every federal worker that's even and fair, and start cutting where we need to cut? Because right now we're spinning out of control and we're headed toward a crash course with destiny. Now, I don't want to paint the picture of what destiny looks like, but our government, for some reason, is building up so many troops and so much militia and munitions that we are literally seeing the Department of Homeland Security buy 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition, build 2,317 armored vehicles, and distribute it to all the the cities. Thank you. And we are seeing a nation literally preparing for its own implosion. And you voters are up. It's up to you if you really want to change what's happening and how the course we're on is not working. We've got a third party right here. We need to make it work. Yeah, why even work, Abigaund? You claim 3 benefits. Good for you. Well, there you have it. See, people are living off the state. Agamemnon is one of them. Many people are. I've seen welfare mothers driving around in beautiful BMWs recently. And they keep them nice. I mean, we're talking like $60,000 cars in the welfare. How do I know they're welfare mothers? I don't. I really don't. I'm guessing. Party. But when you see people like Mark Zuckerberg and the Wall Street cronies that are sucking off the Wall Street welfare, you see how our nation's monetary system is totally tweaked. Big, big money going into the technocracy, hardly anything going into our real world economy. No jobs, no to speak of, no American jobs. All right, I'm really breaking ground rules here, but go ahead. Rodney, you got a chance to talk here.
So you can do all the ground rules you want.
I'm going to go ahead and take your call, Rodney. What's going on? Hello? I guess he hung up. Hey, Rodney, don't bother calling tonight because you're wasting my time.
How about I will not bother answering the phone?
I'm not a commie. I just want fair opportunity for the average American. There's nothing commie about it. I just want opportunity for the average person. Right now, we don't have any opportunity for the average person, especially white people. And I don't want me to say that because somebody's calling me a racist, because I'm not. I'm saying it because, frankly, Caucasian people don't get any opportunity to go to school. I didn't, and I was the #1 student in my high school class out of 770 students. Well, I picked it up, I went there. Where were you? David, if you don't believe in what Zuckerberg's doing, don't buy stock in his company. No, his company is all fake. The #1 investor in Facebook is Google. The #1 investor in Google is In-Q-Tel, a government shield operation, a shell corporation under the DARPA's defense contract. Did you move the phone?
Yeah, I'm not answering the phone tonight. Just because the phone rings doesn't mean you have to answer it.
I don't need to take calls from you, Rodney. You violated our agreement last week. You started in on some erroneous, ridiculous comment where you denied my free speech and Sarah's free speech. You seem to be on a different pathway, and we don't need that right now. Tossing Dave salad. There's no large space between my upper lip and my no. All of that will be corrected soon. I'm getting some sort of an augmentation done to my face, and you'll see a completely different person. Don't worry. If it's driving you crazy that I have a large upper lip, it's because I have a stiff upper lip. And it's part of my English background.
Not everyone on welfare is BMWs.
Thank you, Tabasco sauce. I'm not going to.
I know.
I know. Abagun is living off $150 a week. He makes some amount through the drugs, maybe $50 a week in the old Rob. Basically, Abagun is here to tell you he is ripping off your tax dollars. Thank you very much for coming in and telling us that. We knew that. It's not unpredictable to know that this country is financing a socialist welfare nanny state, and you're just in the receiving end. Are you going to buy a nice BMW with all your welfare money, Abagun? Breaker 19er, we got a 1020 on this. It's right there.
Lost connection to the chat. See, this is why I go over here.
We're featured over at. Oh, we're featured at iVlog. This is cool. Hey, everybody at iVlog, thanks for coming in.
Okay, yes, and some people, yeah, they say our audio is not the best over here.
Well, it should be. We're running through this dynamic microphone. I don't understand why. Well, let's be clear. As you know, we've been doing this for a long time, and I entertain questions about the World Trade Center attack, the possibility that our country may have inside players on that, and may have had some control. You know, when you look at what happened to the World Trade Center attack, there was a missing amount of $2.3 trillion from the Pentagon announced one day before it occurred. And the next day, it was right back, completely erased, zeroed out. Minus $2.3 trillion and then zeroed out the next day after the World Trade Center attack. Isn't that interesting? And part of that money was probably the money that George H.W. Bush borrowed as a bond issue. And get this is the interesting part of that story. He borrowed it in 1991. September 11th, he took out a $240 billion bond issue to basically take down the Russian economy, or at that time the Soviet Union economy, as it was breaking down. The entire thing was funded with money that was supposedly hidden during this entire takedown of the World Trade Center. That's the smoking gun. You want to look for that thing that brings you to the realization of why did the World Trade Center attack occurred? They need to get rid of $2.3 trillion. We're going to top her down. You know, we're going to drop you out of this chat. You're not helping our room, so I'm just going to get rid of you. Thanks. Yeah, Topper Dan's got a real problem. He thinks he knows everything, which is the first sign of an unintelligent and uneducated person. And then he comes in here and attacks us continuously on every single level. It's like he's baiting us. Kind of like Rodney calling up. Hey, buddy. Yeah, it's government documented.
I don't believe that's a truth.
Well, to be for president, we're talking about people that are viable people that don't have hallucinations, that should be retested and put back into the workforce. People that walk around, with their service dogs pretending to be disabled, who don't really have a disability at all. They're just too lazy to work, and you're getting pissed. I know right now. You realize that what we're going to do is have you retested. That's right. You're starting to get on my nerves, man. You know, Sarah started telling me about people like you that don't like to work. I know you're Ed. I told you that last night. We need you to start thinking about working, Ed. You know, how long have you lived your life? Poor guy's got COPD now. Forget it, Ed. Relax. You've tried living off the dole too long. You might as well just relax. Forget what I said. He's got COPD. He can't possibly work. He can't even grab his air when he's talking. I'm sorry I was upset at you, TV4 President. Are you, now this is tuberculosis for President, is that who
Martin
you are?
Is saying, Martin over here, or Two Roads, says that they are on welfare and they can't afford a BMW.
All right, folks. I want all of you to know that my official position on welfare is that if you're an American like TV4 President, and I'm sorry, Ed, I was picking on you. If you're a person who's been diagnosed schizophrenic or possibly on welfare because you just haven't been able to, get by, you're unable to find a job in your area, whatever. Maybe you're on a number of benefits. I don't want to cut you out. I care about you. I really do. And if you're a U.S. citizen, I care about you more than anything else because I care priority-wise about American citizens versus non-U.S. citizens. Not that I don't care about people. I just don't want Rodney's tax dollars going directly into Ed's hands if he was a non-U.S. citizen. Now, Ed, you are a U.S. citizen. You're not living off the dole. I stand corrected. I'm not like Obama. Oh, Taurus bull. I thought it was tuberculosis. I'm sorry. I'm not like Obama that way. I will definitely say I'm sorry, Ed, and we'll try to work things out, okay? You know, I've got such a kind heart, Sarah, that it's hard for me to come down on these people that don't want to work and just sit around, you know, living off the dole.
I don't really care.
You don't care that they're sitting around. He only gets $700 a month. I mean, seriously.
Only though? Come on.
Well, only. Well, yeah, that's a lot of money, Ed. You know what I could do with $700 a month? I could live like a normal person.
I will respond to G538. I personally, I'm not criticizing anyone.
You're not?
No.
Wow, that's a safe position to be.
I'm always.
Wow, you really took the diplomatic approach here, Sarah. That's
Sarah
great.
doesn't like to criticize.
Sarah's such a diplomat. It's amazing. Today she played our game, which was a amazing airplane game where we flew helicopters and jets, etc. Anyway, we played it, and she was really good at it. I was amazed at her talents. Today you performed very well. I was kind of shocked, in fact. You know, Sarah's related to both the Wright brothers, Charles Lindbergh, and Howard Hughes. She's one of their distant nieces.
I notice I don't even criticize the president.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Sorry.
That seems to be my trip. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sarah's been walking through this whole thing, riding the third-party rail here. And I'm not talking about the third rail. That's a whole different subject. That's the CIA and the Pentagon and the secret societies. But Sarah's been riding this third party with almost perfect safety net around her. She doesn't make any comments about conspiracies. She never criticizes the president. It's almost phenomenal how she's been able to do this. I don't know if any of you noticed that. For the past 6 years, she's actually avoided doing anything that would in any way negate or make people dislike her. Hi, Ronnie. Now, I, however, have put myself so far out on a limb that people hate my guts, people want to kill me, and I'm taking all the chances talking about the welfare state, malingerers, people who are not really willing to work for a living. But then again, I'm the one who's the most sensitive toward you people. I'm the one who really cares about the people who are disabled. And you know, for years, Sarah would always say, Ed, get a job. And I'm the one who really was batting for you, Ed, to get your $700 a month payment from the government. Yet Sarah's always been the one who's kind of like been heavy on you. So if the person who's going to be soft here is really hated, and I'm probably the softest one of the two of us. I'm the one who's soft. Well, obviously, yeah. I'm the pushover. You're the tough guy. Why? You're the one you'd cut their benefits in a second, wouldn't you?
I would give them the opportunity to
exactly
pass a physical.
Thanks, Dips. But I mean, you'd give them more than a physical. You'd urge Ed to get a job, right?
Yeah, if you pass the physical.
If you pass the physical, you'd have to get a job. Well, he can't pass. He's got COPD. All right. Thanks, everybody.
I want a physical to prove that.
David, you know that during the riots in Ferguson, Missouri, that not one pair of workbooks were stolen? Amazing. People just don't care about workbooks. Yeah, it's like people just giving up. All they want is an LED TV and like a free pass at any place in America. Work boots. Oh, workbooks. Oh, work boots. Thank you. Oh, no, work boots were stolen. Yeah, I was going to say workbooks too. Sunstar says, I know it took a friend of mine 4 years to get their SSI benefits. You deserve your SSI benefits if you're getting them. I've seen the criteria that they put out, and I've helped people get SSI benefits, and I can tell you, you deserve them if you're getting them right now. And Ed, I got to tell you, obviously, the state that you're living in thinks that you're disabled. Who am I to second guess these people? Okay, so relax. Thank you.
I would give people opportunities, and I personally think that we should have a system where we give all U.S. citizens the same benefits.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So we all get
rather than
food stamps?
Having you all get $100 a month in food stamps. I don't want socialism, but yes, everybody gets $100 a month in food stamps.
Everybody gets $100 a month.
Everybody gets the opportunity to have a house.
Nice.
I mean, if we're gonna just what irks me is. For me, what really irks me is these poor people that are working their tail off.
Yeah.
They're working 2 jobs and can barely maintain, and then the people that are getting $700 a month for nothing.
We can't afford it, though. We can't afford to give everybody food stamps. You know, there's 250 million people in America. If everyone got food stamps, that would be close to $250 billion. We're spending right now $80 billion for food stamps. I'm just throwing numbers out at you, and that's a large number. 1 out of 3 people in America are now collecting food stamps. So we'd be paying $240 billion a year just to finance food stamps for everybody. So seriously, you really want to give everybody food stamps? Instead of making the food stamp system work right, so we can make money back with our essential food program? Because I'd rather issue a program that's cost effective than to just give everybody free money. As much as I care about you, Ed, I can't just give you more free money. I want to make a program that gives you an opportunity to work. I do. Even if it's, like you said, putting your music on and cleaning up your motel room. You think, Ed, do you think we should pay a motel maid to clean your motel for you? I'm curious. Ed, do you get a motel maid to clean your motel for you? Abigail.
Yeah, we're on iFly.
I hear what you're saying, man. I understand. You know, I met a couple people online over at StreamUp last week who were living on a crisis. What was the name of the place? It's a crisis relief house fund. George Soros put together a clean and sober house. George Soros allocated basically 100 grand for various places. Hundreds of millions of dollars have gone out, but this place was going to get $100,000 to allow speed freaks to sit around and get high. It's called a clean and sober house. I know, Ed, you don't do drugs, but you still, you know, are dealing with issues. I know, and Tuvok says Ed is getting COPD from smoking on the government dime. It's like an alcoholic getting disability for liver failure and continuing to drink. You're so right, Tuvok. You are so right. And sober house, well, I'm going to tell you, this clean and sober house was a flop house. Even though they said they had oversight and regulations at local levels, it was just a bunch of speed freaks, and they were like all over the place. You wouldn't believe how they acted. The lady was on, and she was doing these things like, it's like all kinds of body movements. It was weird. It was so strange. It was like she was jacked up on speed, and she was in the show, and she was talking about how they got 100 grand for a clean and sober house. That somehow George Soros was filtering money to that operation in California. Abigail, believe me, I know it. You know, I almost believe you're telling me the truth about your situation. Ronnie, I'm telling you, they're addicted. Have you ever been addicted to cigarettes, Ronnie? Do you know how addictive they are? They're just as addictive, if not more, than heroin. It's Pick on Ed Day, Ed. You're the one that came in, you know, you put yourself out there. I know, good point, Ronnie. Well, if you have any addiction ever, Ronnie, you'll know what it feels like to quit cigarettes. I was addicted to cigarettes when I was born, and I went through detox for the first 10 days of my life. That would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Being addicted to nicotine as a baby, my mother said, David, the doctor told me only to smoke 10 cigarettes a day. And I said, yeah, 10 cigarettes a day was enough to give me enough stimulus to be addicted. So I know how tough it is. I knew the first 10 days of my life were hell. I didn't go to Shikshay-Dale when I was a baby, though. I did. I don't work for money. I don't believe in money. I'm not a big money person. I have never worked for a lot of money recently because there's not a lot of work for a lot of money right now in my field, advertising. So what I'm trying to do priority-wise is focus on not spending a lot of money. Now, you being a sloth living off the state, the nanny state, using every means possible to take from the government, you have a chance to probably pad yourself a nice little bank account and hide it from the entire government and file, you know, you don't file tax returns, right? You just claim you don't have enough money. It was cutthroat for me, Troll Dog. I gave up because I didn't see any opportunity in a failed economy. Ever since 2008, our nation's economy has been literally in a recession, and now CNN has reported we're now in a depression. We've already seen automated robotics. Embrace the future. There is going to be an increased demand for the nanny state. We know that. But our solution is to get back to the basics and cut these massive free money programs that give all the money out. Basically get efficient with the money that the government spends. So what we need to do, very simply put, is make sure there is low housing opportunities where the government gets money back, like our homestead renewal plan. I know, I announced it started in 2010, actually. They created it out of thin air, Abigail. Yeah. And you don't file anything. I hear you, man. No, you're exactly the person that this country's catering to, and this socialist regime of Barack Obama has led us to. I am a glass empty, half empty kind of guy. Sarah's a glass full kind of gal. Oh, believe me, I know, DT Laura. I don't like scammers. That's why I want to cut back on the free money that we're giving out to people like Ed. What I'd like to give Ed, $400 a month and have a free apartment for him to live in without Section 8 vouchers. And those Section 8 vouchers will come right back to the government directly. So some greasy person at the front desk of the motel isn't, hello, how can I help you? He's not trying to take your money. It'll go right back to Uncle Sam, and Ed will be living on $400 a month as opposed to $700. So I really want to cut the amount of money you get, Ed. I do. But make sure you don't have to pay rent with that $400. It is a lot for what you're doing, yeah. You're living off the dole, man. Well, did I say greasy? I meant slimy. I'm sorry. Some slimy guy sitting at the front desk going, hello, how may I help you? And all the money goes back to his home country, wherever it is. Well, we know that, Sulan. Embrace technology. We need to create new jobs. Get with the program. It already has crashed. Well, Abigun, you can live as long as you can to protect yourself, but eventually the looters will take you down. You'll be just like one of their resources. The looters, this nebulous group of people that'll roam from house to house, killing and raping and pillaging, will be roaming the streets of America someday because this is the end product of a socialist communist state. No, Al Capone, the idea is to create new jobs while we automate. Jesus, what is wrong with these people? They can't think in multi-dimensions. Okay, we're not dealing with a two-dimensional picture. We're dealing with a three-dimensional picture with all kinds of things going on. Like if you're not able to work, but able to contribute, even if it's a work show talking about encouraging others, anything, yeah, I would like people to work. I really would, but I want to give them a government job to do it. Okay, so we got a system that is literally automating, replacing jobs left and right. So now in the past 5 years, we've seen only small contracted worker jobs, like I work at the fulfillment center at Amazon, and you work for like 3 weeks, they fire you. I work at the contracted worker location at my local workforce. I mean, you work for 3 weeks and they fire you. We're not going to augment the bureaucracy. We're going to shrink it and focus its resources on solving problems, not creating more problems. Okay. The past 4 years, actually 3 years, the mortgage industry has profited from Barack Obama. We don't need the stinking mortgage industry. They made $55 billion from Barack Obama. Previous to that, the 8 years under George W. Bush, the mortgage industry, we're talking Countrywide, Bank of America, all the big abusers. Thank you. He's not smart, Dodo. Keep masturbating. Obviously, you're losing your brain cells. Some orifice. No. He's not charismatic. He's reading off a teleprompter. And just because I told you we're taking your money down from 700 to 400, and I'm going to give you a free place to stay, you don't like me now. Isn't that funny? I'm not a snake oil salesman. That's my point. I'm not like Barack Obama. That's my point. I'm trying to answer this question. All right. Well, by focusing our resources on people and their needs, getting back to the basics, we will solve the problem without creating mortgage industry brokers that suck money out of our system. Right now, we've got these people sitting there trying to get welfare. And we're talking corporate welfare here. They're sucking money out of the system like crazy. Mortgage companies, purveyors of contracted work for the government, people that have construction companies on the road. The people that say they need jobs are really a bunch of contractors that are sucking money out of our system. We need to make this system run efficiently, and it's not working right now. The poor farm, not a bad idea. The other good thing is we won't get elected because feds have a great... Abigun, like I said, it's not me you got to fear. It's the looters that'll take you down. You're going to be basically dealing with your own kind, bottom feeders, scavengers, people that suck off the government, all of you nanny state victims who are sitting there literally leeching off the government. You're going to be eating each other up. The ones you got to worry about are the other guys like you, not the government. He doesn't understand it. I'm not racist. And I'm outraged by the fact that you haven't stopped the violence in Ferguson, in Missouri. You know, with all the effort of the blacks protesting there, they still haven't created the plan that I want to create, which is to underfund cities that allow brutality. It's that simple. Any cities that allow brutality, we just don't give them money. I mean, it's that simple. It's not hard to understand. Now let's take a look at this violent video from Ferguson. This just in. Camptown races. This is ridiculous. Don't send me an Al Jolson thing. Thank you. I'm not contradicting myself. Al Capone, no, you don't understand what I'm talking about. I'm a centrist, you idiot. Of course I'm going to be in the center, and it is a circle in the center. Camptown girls are full of fun, doo-dah, doo-dah. Let's just do some square dancing, okay? Let's just forget about the political dialogue and the square dance. What do you say? You ready? All right. Camptown girls are full of fun, oh, da doo-dah day. Don't see do. Oh, da doo-dah day. Oh, da doo-dah do. Oh, doo-doo. Look, I don't think Sharptown, I don't think Al Sharpton is really a bad person. I think he's trying to raise your awareness of the African-American plight. I'm not going to answer too much, no. There's not going to be a lot of jobs created by retiring baby boomers. You're right. Hello, DJ Bad Boy. Sarah, you talk. I'm tired of telling these people how to make our nation efficient.
Okay, we are broadcasting on 7 different networks. So we have a Google Hangout going, and then we're now trying to do iVlog, and then Stream Up. Nobody really goes over to Stream Up. But Uvlog, nobody goes there. Battlecam is pretty cool, and then justcast.org, and of course our regular battlecam.com/third-party and vonlive.tv/third-party.
Are you writing all this down? Because there's going to be a test soon. Baseline Plus provides housing, low-cost electricity, even food alternatives. And I don't say food stamps because I'm introducing a new concept called the Essential Food Program, where the government's going to actually get in the process of making food to give or sell to EBT recipients and people. Anyone who wants to buy really good quality food made by the government will be available under my program. I want to create this program that Sarah and I have developed called Baseline Plus, where if you want to just get by like Ed's doing, living in a small little motel with a kitchenette, and you'll have enough heat to stay warm, and you'll have water out of your tap. I can't guarantee how clean it'll be. That's the baseline. The plus is when you get off your ass and start working for a living.
Exactly. One of the things that kind of irks me about the current welfare system is that often some people that are on the current welfare system, they say, oh, I can't go and work because then I'd be penalized and wouldn't make as much money off of welfare.
Yeah, exactly. And this wouldn't give opportunity for cheaters. No cheaters in this program. Now, one of my modifications to welfare that's going to make Abigail really upset is you will not be able to collect welfare for everybody in your family. If you got 3 people who get checks at their individual their bank accounts, you won't be able to collect those checks. Understand? I can talk like white trash, I can talk like black trash, doesn't even matter. You can label me, but people right now are collecting 3 different checks at the same residence. They are. Whether you're white or whether you're black, either way, you're getting checks at the same residence. There's no reason for that. Thank you, DJ Bad Boy. So what I want to see in this country, Sarah, is one check, the top biggest check going to that household. All right?
Stay on the Ferguson subject.
Let's get back to Ferguson. Well, this is a problem. Economic problems in Ferguson, St. Louis area are very serious and can lead to major problems like the crimes we're seeing right now. Looters, rioters, protesters. We're talking about economic malaise as well as the anger over the shooting of this innocent man. This is a flare-up point we're looking at.
This was last night.
All right.
This picture was taken last night.
Last night. This is a flare-up point. I understand. Well, if you send the National Guard and try to suppress it without dealing with the problem itself, you got a problem. I'm part of the nanny state, just living in America. We're all part of it now. I know that Mike Brown stole some cigars, but Could you explain to me where stealing cigars leads to the death penalty? Just, could you explain that to me? So should they put up signs saying stolen cigars lead to instant death? I am not going to admit anything. My whole point is I'm trying to appeal to voters from all over the socioeconomic stratosphere. I want everyone to know that I am concerned about the 47%. I am.
This is National Guards arriving on the scene in Ferguson.
Yep, National Guard's coming in, okay. No, I'm not doing any drugs, Ed. You got the wrong guy, brother. All right, let's get down to reality here. Now, all of you can talk like this if you want, or you can talk like this. Either way, whether you're white or black, it doesn't matter. We are all facing the same socioeconomic catastrophe. Right now, around you, there's lack of jobs, lack of American jobs, lack of American production. You can blame Obama on this one, because he's had 6 years to do it. I'm telling you, we have to create jobs, and I have a plan to do that through an infrastructure bank, but I've got to get the Federal Reserve, and this is where the to step aside permanently and let an infrastructure bank finance the growth of our economy and building production and American jobs. I'm not trying to cash in on new clothes, man. You know, you can go ahead and do whatever you're going to do, but like I said, I'll do a poor Asian person impression too. Yes, I will. But there aren't that many poor Asian people in our country right now. Unfortunately, they are the ascendant growing class of people that come over from China who are now spending more money at our casinos than any other socioeconomic class in the country. I go there to my local casino near the Seattle Pacific Center, and it's 95% national Chinese. Could you get a discount on dinner? They hand over discount coupons, and they open up wallets full of hundreds. And I haven't seen hundreds in a long time. That's right. Well, whatever. They got a lot of money. So it's not really a descending class. We've got to deal with the Hispanic population who needs opportunity. We've got to deal with the African American population that need to stop being racially profiled, and they need opportunity in municipal areas. And we need to get the Caucasians a fair chance to get an education, because right now we don't get any funding with affirmative action. So we've got all these things we have to fix. It's unbelievable and unparalleled the amount of problems that are fomenting to the surface right now. It's foaming. So when you're talking about conspiracies, you're talking about Pandora's box. You open up Pandora's box and you know what's going to go down.
Oh.
Don't call him a dead thug. There's new evidence. Explain to me what it is. Did they find photos of him stealing the cigars or pushing the guy with his body? I mean, those seem to be capital offenses. I didn't know that was punishable by death. I don't spend any money at casinos, but I've been in there. I have never lost anything in a casino. I don't gamble. I play. I put a dime in the thing, and if I lose the dime, I go, ooh, oh well. It's not my dime. No, more jobs will be lost as a result of the coming economic global contraction. Unfortunately, we're fighting a tide of job loss. I understand he assaulted the store, and if he took the guy's gun, if he took the cop's gun, the cop deserved to kill him. Seriously, if you grab a cop's gun, that's a felony, and the cop has to respond with deadly force. He could have lost his life. We could have been talking about a dead cop here, folks. It could have gone either way.
I doubt that you would see the protests that are happening on the streets of Ferguson now if it had gone the other way.
Right. I doubt you see protests of cop wives and families going looting and rioting. That's a good point. I'm outraged too, Sharpton. And I'm going to address this brutality going on in our cities. And I'm going to do it in a different voice, okay? My fellow Americans, I believe we have a way out. I believe if the federal funding is stopped to these cities, we have a way out. I believe the brothers and sisters in the cities that are afflicted will have a way out. But we need to get the federal government to say, do not hire brutal cops. Do not kill innocent little boys who happen to be stealing cigars. You should be offended, Rodney. You're suffering from a lot of white guilt. That's your white Jewish background coming out, Rodney. You can't help it. It was ingrained in you when you went to a synagogue and did your first bar mitzvah. I believe it's wrong for people to be angry or in any way against anyone. I mean, come on. People are pissed, and I'm more than willing to share. I know. Well, the fact is, minimum wage isn't going up anytime soon. Republicans are keeping that from happening. Thank you, Mad Dog. Don't take a service weapon from a cop, or he will shoot you, folks. You do the 30 lines of coke, get your guns, and go out in a blaze of glory. Okay, have a gun. Well, you're definitely one of those holdouts. Clean underwear, please. Rinse your underwear out after each use. Thank you. So we need a livable wage. But I told you the infrastructure bank's going to solve that problem because we're going to give companies, U.S. companies, 2% loans to hire U.S. citizens. I'm just telling you, I'll stir the pot if I have to, clean underwear. I'm not getting any attention any other way, so I got to do what I got to do.
Mark.
That's right. Since the National Guard and the KKK are in Ferguson, the protests on become a 50-people event in front of McDonald's. The riot police are not even there. Thank you, Meow TV, for clarifying the Ferguson event. We don't want to have it upstage the most important problem facing our nation, which is the Iraqi blowout going on right now. Here we are, going back into Iraq again, for no apparent reason but to, I guess, help people who are in need, who we could have predicted were going to be in need. Can we change the subject from Ferguson now? Do we have an agreement on there? Jobs are going to be lost and jobs are going to be picked up. I mean, what about that? God, this Al Capone guy, he's so thick in the head. He can't even comprehend complex thinking or any metacognitive thought. He thinks it's either we're losing jobs or we're gaining jobs, one or the other. Dude, did your mom say you had like a real problem with OCD when you kept picking your hair out of your eyeball? Seriously. Use the ale. No, Abigail, please. You're becoming more irrelevant talking about violence. Stick to just being a suck-off the entire nanny state. That's much better. You were so much better in the chat room when you were just claiming to suck off the nanny state. Now you're going to get violent. Now you're starting to become a problem. All right. It's not enough with give and give and give and the nanny state all the time. And plus we're giving illegal aliens and non-U.S. citizens free money too. But then somebody got violent and started raising riots because they're not getting enough free money. This is going nowhere. I know. I agree, Al Capone. You're going nowhere. What are you doing? Yeah, let's whack him. CNN's reporting Russian troops entering Ukrainian territory, air raid sirens pounding. Russian President Putin is about to address the country. Folks, we've got another flare-up in the Ukraine, again attributed to Barack Obama and his incompetence. Funding economic changes in Ukraine that led to this. Very interesting. And then there's another problem. The worst plague to ever hit the Middle East is ISIS, according to you. There's no such thing as a cheap whack job. What's the name of the officer? An award should be named after him. Tossing Dave. You're pretty tough on the. You really support law enforcement, don't you, Tossing Dave? I know. Well, not only Bush trained ISIS, Barack Obama trained ISIS too. Rubber Ducky, are you one of those Democrats still clinging to the belief that Obama has nothing to do with this? Wow. Somebody needs a serious wake-up call here. Rubber Ducky, Earth to Rubber Ducky. Ding, 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 ding. It's not George W. Bush's fault anymore. Ding, 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 ding. It seems to have escalated. Clean and underwear, I'm not escalating. I'm just responding to a living, breathing chat room. Now, I'm going to let you talk to Sarah because I can only talk this fast for about 15 minutes before I start to wear down. Obama is hurting this country. Now you're going to talk to Sarah about what's on her mind, and she's not going to make any waves about conspiracies or anything like that. So let's put the brakes on. Okay, Earth to David. Slow down. I'm not trying to make people suck off the nanny state, Al Capone. We're creating a baseline. The plus part is where you have to work. I told you that. You want people to just die in the streets of America? You're going to see more rioting as a result of that. I'm trying to solve the problem. Even Al Sharpton's starting to like me. He even likes the fact that Obama is a white man. I agree. Thank you, Al. It's nice to have you in. No, they don't have to work under my baseline, but you know what the baseline is? It's slightly above a cardboard box with a space heater. Okay? But you're trying to deny a person a cardboard box with a space heater? Now that's just not safe. That could start a fire. I'm not supporting the nanny state. I'm trying to deal with it. It's not going to go away, buddy. You can't just turn the hatch off, and you can't just shut people off unless you want riots like the one in Ferguson going on all over the country. I got to get out of here.
Okay.
It's just ridiculous. I can't speak at this rate and this clip
I'm sorry,
and
you don't
address
have
all these
to.
problems because people just can't they can't understand what I'm saying. Well, Rubber Ducky, it's irrelevant whether Barack Obama is white or black. It really is. Well, you're not dumb. You just don't understand that I'm working with the middle ground here, in the center of the political spectrum. I know you don't get it. You guys want to think that we're just going to somehow shut the tap off. I'm not contradicting myself at all. We're not going to shut the tap off at any time, except to non-U.S. citizens. I told you that. That's going to save us about $100 billion a year. We're also going to shut the tap off to a group of welfare recipients called Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Titan, Halliburton, Bechtel, Northrop Grumman, In-Q-Tel, Google, all the major corporations that are sucking us dry. We're going to shut that tap off a little bit too. But that's it. Non-U.S. citizens won't get the funding they're currently getting under my plan. Corporate welfare greedy pigs won't get the kind of funding they're getting right now. This is a real smooth move because it basically creates a little bit of operating capital for the government to start paying its debt off and financing new operations that will be cost efficient. Thank you. Calling you stupid is not amounting to anything other than alienating. I get that. But that's the only way I can explain to you that you don't understand me. Should I say that you're challenged by these difficult concepts? We'll use the core education concept here. Let's just say the core curriculum concept is, good job not understanding me. Okay, let's go with that. You deserve an award. Instead of me calling you stupid, congratulations for not understanding me. That's right. You're just a little politically challenged, working on it. I can't do this anymore because I was told I'm gay. Whenever I do this, I look gay, according to certain people. That's ridiculous.
So this is live video of Ferguson.
I'm not gay, man.
And it's via live stream.
Thank you, Rockout.
So you guys
right
can
on,
watch
brother.
that if you would like.
I'm going to take a little background to Sarah now. She's going to start talking. I'm just going to pull back and relax. I already said what I had to say. Either you get it or you don't. We're going to move on to some conspiracy subjects in a little while.
Well,
we'll talk about MH17, possible cover-up by the Ukraine to pin it on Putin, a potential war brewing between the Western world and Vladimir Putin and others, Eastern European concerns. We'll talk about the flare-up in Iraq and how it can be avoided and a long-term solution to it in lieu of all this money grabbing going on by Wall Street. Thanks. I may look unemployed and uneducated, but it's because I technically am not employed and I'm not educated. So, but I don't look gay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good because I didn't want to look gay. But I can look uneducated and unemployed. That's fine. Russia is a joke. But where's the punchline? Is it Vladimir Putin striking back with nuclear weapons? I mean, seriously, the joke's on you if that's the case, Shopton. Al Capone, you're becoming irrelevant. You know, I just got rid of another guy for the same reason, so I'm going to get rid of you. All right. Copper Dan was removed for the same reason. All right. Thank you. We're eliminating some of our rooms, so let's just move on.
That's okay. Thanks, Fat Master Meatball, for sticking in there, sticking around. And, yeah. Well, you guys can always go to one of our other channels if you want to continue chatting. It's just how it is. It breaks your heart to wake up and see people blowing stuff up. Yeah. I'm going to move this off to the side. On. There we go. Put it up there in that corner. Okay. I think it's going to take a huge amount of effort. Solid person. Yeah, it's going to take a huge amount of effort to get David on the ballot and to get everything going well. I don't think the media necessarily needs to be controlled. You think they seem to want to stir racial stuff. I understand maybe they do want to stir up things, but I wonder if that's going to happen in its own. I think that I do think that people should not be throwing Molotov cocktails at anyone. I wonder, I mean, they tried to put a curfew into effect last 2 evenings and had to lift it because of so many people on the street, and it created even more violence, I would say. You're outraged, Sharpton? You're outraged? Okay. There's very few kind people. Yeah. No, David does not do anything physically. David talks really well. He's a verbal, like he says, he's a master at verbal combat, but David does not does not display his anger physically, I would say. Okay. That's what I would say. Sometimes verbally, people talk verbally. So that's how it is, but there's nothing like that. I'm going to purge this message. No, I don't want you to call the police. I think the police have their hands busy over in Ferguson, Missouri. There's a lot of people out there. I'm fully capable of taking care of myself. Thank you. What is left to do to help get David on the ballots? Well, we have to collect signatures in order to get David on the ballot. Almost every state requires a certain amount of signatures to get David on the ballot, and it all depends on the state. So, for instance, in Iowa, it takes 150 signatures per county, and you have to collect 150 signatures in each of the 10 different counties to get him on the ballot. And then in our state, it's something like that, right around 1,500 or 2,000 signatures. In California, though, it's nearly 1 million signatures that are required to get on the ballot. And yes, we have started a bit getting David on the ballot. Now, David was on the ballot for Washington State House. He actually paid out of pocket to be on the ballot there, and then he's running as a write-in candidate for U.S. Congress, House particularly, right now. Yeah, exactly. That's what David's good at, is talking too much. Okay. All right. One person's outraged, one person's enraged. The congressional election is in November. Thanks, Subidoo. Yeah, and you can also help get him on the ballot in your state and start collecting signatures. Some of them you can already start collecting. Some require you to require us to wait to collect signatures, but you can still tell people about his show and his website and things like that. Yeah, watching the news is good to see what's going on, but don't let it get to you. True. You did hear, the Liberians in Africa burned down a hospital and set free all the Ebola patients and stole their mattresses? They want their mattresses. They're upset because they have mattresses because they're dying of Ebola. Ugh. Was it what, Tuvok? I have to read that. Yes, this experience shows David is human. I would hope other candidates are human, but yes, David definitely is human. Okay, Liberia. Ebola fears rise as clinic is looted. Liberian police dressed in riot gear. They deploy at a Doctors Without Borders Ebola treatment center. Here, I'm going to bring this over here for just a moment. Where is it? There we go. So you guys can see the... Okay. They were given orders to shoot people trying to illegally cross the border from neighboring Sierra Leone, which has been closed to stem the spread of Ebola. Who are you talking about? Yeah, it's good they stole the bed sheets and mattresses, exactly. Signatures in New York. Sabito, the best thing I can do is I'm going to give you a link to our website that has the information at least from 2008. I know I should have updated it, but it has it from 2008, and it also, the most important thing on there, that has a contact information for the Secretary of State in your state, so New York, and that Secretary of State has all of the information that's up to date. New York has a whole lot of rules. So for instance, signatures made earlier than 37 days before the last day to file designated petitions in the primary election shall not be counted. So you have to wait until 37 days before the last day to file the petitions in the primary elections. And they need 15,000 signatures, and there's 16 congressional districts in New York. This is old information because some of the districts, at least in Washington State, were changed in 2012. I'm not sure if this was changed in, well, it says in 2012. So 100 signatures from each of the congressional districts. That's just a little bit of information about New York, but you can find out more by contacting the Secretary of State directly. Yeah, I would hope that David would turn the people's idea that all politicians are crooked by proving himself to not be so. Okay. Yes, David did defend Trayvon. He felt that David felt that an actual neighborhood watch person should not pursue someone just because they look suspicious. They should call it into the police, but that's about it. So that's how David felt about Trayvon Martin. There are many out there. There's cannibals in Liberia. What, Sulan? Wow. This is all new to me about the cannibals in Liberia. Yes, that's new to me. I don't really follow cannibalism everywhere it is, but I can see you're outraged. I can understand that too. Okay. Hello. Blame it on me, Dave. Oh my goodness. Hi, Yetta. Nice to see you. Oh my God, Chubak. He's wrote you can buy human flesh at markets in Nigeria, which just to me is rather bizarre. I wish that was. I wish that was. I don't know that they didn't do that. I know here you can't even buy organs. Well, you're gonna have to help us rock out like crazy. Help us to win. How, you ask me? One thing you can do is contact all your local media and tell them to run stories on David. No, I don't have enough people in every state. So, yes, I can always use more people. And yeah, I don't have them in every single state. You're glad I'm over here? Thanks, Yetta. I don't know if you're the same Yetta that I know, but because Yetta's a pretty popular person. But yeah, I'm glad I'm broadcasting on JustCast now. Whoa, that was weird. Okay, you want the minimum wage to go up? I want housing to come down. How about that, springtime? I understand, Mad Dog. I would rather move on from that issue. I like the rent is too damn high party, actually. But yeah, I think if we can bring the cost of housing down, then it will be better for people even if their wages don't go up. Because yes, the rent is too damn high for many, many people, especially people that pay rent. People that own a home, it's pretty awesome, I'd say, to be able to own a home. But people that have to pay rent, it's, they pay so much. Sometimes it's like a quarter of their income. I think I believe that mortgages, I have not gone to try to get a mortgage, but I believe mortgages make it so that you can't have payments that are more than 1/3 of your income. You think he's just one of Al Sharpton's shills? Can say hi in many ways. Hi, David Nation. Yo, what's up? We're watching some video of actual. Whoa, they just have police out. Video of. We're watching video of Ferguson, Missouri. Yeah, I think you would make a killing. But you better get there quick because look how peaceful it looks right now. The police are out. There's no curfew in effect. So if you want to make it, you better get going on it right away, Mad Dog. That's a problem sometimes. You have these great ideas, but if you do them too little, like too late, then it's like, pass me by. Yes, Ferguson, Missouri is where an officer shot a black teenager. Wait, what are you talking about, Tuvok? Well, he was what, 18, 17 or 18? Mad Dog. What do you all think of the Ferguson mess? I think that, I personally was telling David this, I think that the officer needs to go into an actual, I think there needs to be an actual court case. You don't want to see actual live video of Ferguson? Troll Dog Legend? I do like the idea of turning guns into plowshares. Well, it wasn't that the officers don't go around shooting people for no reason, I would say. But I would say that people need to, all right, this isn't on cable, but okay, I will not show it. But I would say the officer didn't shoot for no reason. I think, though, that we need to hear both sides of the story, especially, I mean, this side of the teenager can't really be said too much. Yes, the vets, the Marines, who else is there? The Klan, privately hired mercenaries patrolling the streets. Okay.
All right.
David's back.
So you're looking at violence, real-time violence?
No, there's no violence. This is live.
So we can't turn this into some sort of a, can't we somehow sidetrack ourselves here?
But people, well, I'm not playing it for the show because...
Why not? You don't want anyone to see it? Or?
No, they didn't want... somebody on our other show asked not to show it. But maybe I should play it on the Hangout.
The Hangout might be good, yeah. Let's go ahead and play it over there.
Let me pull it up.
Ferguson violence is not something that we should just discount. Discount. People are in need of economic revival in those cities. I mean, at the base of this is a lot of discontent, not just this situation with Mr. Brown. Did they do that, Meow TV? Is that true? Or are you just saying that? David Nation, hi, welcome.
Bad lag and echo.
Please excuse me.
Swiss cheese, I think I'm going to turn this off.
Thank you.
Stream up.
Stream up's a little too difficult tonight. How many viewers do we have?
I don't know where's the
Go to the
viewer
right.
list.
Click on that eyeball right there. Does it say anything? You left clicked on it?
I left clicked, I right clicked.
Okay, we aren't getting any. Yeah, we're going to drop out of stream up. Americans roar, hear our sound. We're angry Americans. We're not that angry. We just want to make sure people understand that people don't want brutality in the streets of America. The American people don't want this. Now we have to be vigilant to prevent cops from engaging in this. I consider pretty reckless for him to continue pursuing this guy on foot. But I understand he was intimidated and the guy did go for his weapon. But I mean, we're talking some cigars here. I mean, it's not like the guy raped or murdered somebody. He stole some cigars. I know. Well, Neil Walton, I understand. You guys feel pretty tough about, you don't want to have any leniency in this matter. I understand that. And I understand the point of, you know, the person about George Zimmerman protecting himself using stand your ground law. I get that. I do. You think there was a justifiable kill here? And Mike Brown was not worth $50, you're saying? I mean, a human being here? Did any of you know Mike? Did you get to know him in the hood or anywhere in Ferguson? No, you didn't know him. You didn't know Mike. You can't be saying he's worth $50. That's just a bad thing to say about anybody.
I can't do that. I can't do it unless I have another computer that's dedicated.
Could be BS. You're right, Stratify.
I was
Don't worry about
hoping that our Google Hangout could be a place where I could pull up, sites and do things like that, but I can't possibly do it.
Should I get another computer, like a bigger desktop for this section over here, and put another touchscreen monitor right there?
Well, we need 2 computers.
You think another computer would be good? 2 desktops? Okay, any of you guys, if you have any leads on an Intel 7 3rd generation or 4th generation chipset, built in a computer with 24 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drives, give me a call. I know, David Nation, you're fixated with Caucasian women. I know that. I'm not here to discuss white and black relations tonight, David Nation, but thank you. If you want to hit on my girlfriend, that's a different story. That's pretty sick. Well, a 2 terabyte hard drive is absolutely necessary. We need 1 terabyte for video and the other for operations. It's getting pretty, we're getting pretty memory intensive now. Just for dial nodes, yeah. I know, I'm just messing with you, man. I know, my old Amiga had a 25 megahertz. These things are running at 2.65 gigahertz, and I guess the new ones, the Intel 7 4th generations, are at 4 to 5 gigahertz.
I have to prep the ice water to do the ice water challenge.
We're not going to do the ice water challenge right now. I'm going to talk about other challenges we're going to do.
Think about it.
Like possibly to go to the bathroom within a 5-minute period. That would be a good challenge.
What?
No homo. Thank you. If I could use the restroom within 5 minutes, I'm good.
Okay, I closed out of everything I could.
A 5 terabyte hard drive? No kidding, DJ Bad Boy. Yeah, I bet it's going to be not worth it. I mean, just get 2-3 terabytes on sale for $125 each. Well, yeah, totally, man. There'll be a time when I'll be the only person left here on Earth. I'll be saying, I remember when I had an Amiga 2000 with a toaster in it, a video toaster. Man, you're old.
That's as good as I can get springtime. Unless I had unless you want to talk to the
you got the comb over wrong here.
owner of the site and tell him to do. No, because I have it backwards, maybe.
Should I move my comb over the other way, or?
No, here. I'll just switch it.
Yeah. I'll ask him to move my comb over the other way next time.
It is wrong here?
No, this is all good. Everything's good. It's all
Where is
beautiful.
It wrong?
Everything's looking good. Everything's good. It's all beautiful. It's all so beautiful. Get on. Come on. Let's sing it. It's all
Contact
so
the owner
beautiful.
of iBlog and tell him to gift us a pro account.
Yeah. If you could all please
be here every night.
Contact the owner of iBlog and see if he can gift us a pro account. We'll be here every night if you guys feature us. Thank you.
I use mane and tail. Is that what it's called?
Mane and tail. It's that. What is that for horses or something?
Something mane. But
isn't it like originally was an animal shampoo?
Yeah, I use that shampoo, and then I use Infusium 23 conditioner.
Right. What about Infusium 24? Have you considered it? Possibly going to that next level? Possibly Infusium 25 would be the ultimate. It's not a horse shampoo, was it? It used to be
like
made.
Horse shampoo.
It is horse shampoo. Wow, you're right. I know.
Okay, it's good now. It's because I was trying to download the video of.
I was getting harder for viewers. Yeah. All right. Hey, let's talk about the brink of war that we're at right now. Let's do that, okay? And let's talk about how Barack Obama released 5 known terrorists that killed thousands of our men, and right after that, the Iraq problems started getting worse.
So you got hired on, David Nation? So congratulations are in order?
CPS has hired you? Good for you. All right. I see. Didn't we tell you early on to go ahead and apply there?
You. Yeah,
yes, we said apply there. We said apply there. We knew you'd get a job there, David Nation. Bless you. I'm so happy for you. I can't tell you how happy I am that you're going to be working for the bureaucracy that probably snatches children from homes. It's going to be great. Yeah. Congratulations, and you'll get that extra bonus whenever you really break up a household. Yeah. Good luck. It's not easy. You might run into one of my relatives over there, the White Devil of Long Island. Yeah, you'll know who he is when you see him.
Okay, in Liberia, they were upset that certain patients were brought to a quarantine center for suspected patients.
Yeah.
So they raided the quarantine center
and broke them all up into different areas.
And took bloody sheets and mattresses out of the quarantine center.
And spread the disease farther. Right. We knew this was going to happen, folks. We need to shut down all transportation from Africa. Well, Subidoo, I rolled my eyes because I knew.
And
I know
by the way, all the
about.
patients, the 30 patients that were staying at the center, they fled too because of the raid.
So they're all in different areas infecting people with Ebola. It's the Ebola zombie apocalypse, folks. It's coming to your theater and your hometown near you. Grab a Slurpee, kick back, and watch the Ebola virus take over the world courtesy of Barack Obama. Absolutely. Abnormal, you always say that when you don't understand what I'm talking about. Obama is allowing the spread. It's sarcasm. Oh, thank you. Obama is allowing the spread of this terrible disease. It's gotten real. Yeah, The Walking Dead just got real in your hometown, folks. Don't be surprised if you don't see a Somalian with a green card and dripping blood out of their eyeballs. Yeah. Thank you, Obama. Sabotage our economy, ruin relations with world leaders, start potentially 3 world wars, and now Ebola zombie apocalypse. No, it could be happening in your local area thanks to Barack Obama, yeah. I know Obama's garbage, but why don't you guys stop believing in the Republican Party and get behind somebody with some serious teeth to his anti-Obama message? A lot of people come in here that, like the Democrats, say, Dave, why do you talk about Obama all the time? Because he's the obstacle facing our nation's future. Everything he's done has failed, so let's not do what he did, okay? That would be the first point of discussion, right there. Let's just not do what this idiot did, or what he didn't do.
Yeah,
no, we can't. Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, Horchata, before he took us into war wars.
I think he'll get his dream, yeah. He's caused us to be the worst warring nation of any nation in the world. He's continued the war machine of Bush. He's actually done more torture and rendition than George Bush. An independent study that came out right when the Boston Marathon attack occurred, the day the Boston Marathon attack. Isn't that ironic? Coincidental, huh? The story that was going to pop up in the New York Times was how Obama had done just as much torture and rendition as Bush, if not more. And that same day, the mythical Boston Marathon attack occurred, which didn't even look like a real attack. It was bizarre. The Tsarnaev brothers were framed in that, probably. I know that the youngest one, who's still alive, is still pleading not guilty to 32 counts of terrorism. I think there was some sort of an inside job that day at the Boston Marathon attack.
Well, Ebola can be recovered from.
He wasn't born American. They can't fire him because he's not even an American president. Yeah, how can you fire somebody who's been defrauding the American people for the past 6 years? Good point. He should be arrested, not impeached. But let's impeach Obama based on the fact that he just released 5 known terrorists who'd killed thousands of our men. I mean, I keep saying that over and over again, and I'm like, am I even communicating? He just released 5 known terrorists who killed thousands of our men. Guys like you or I out there dead because these freaks are now walking free. Our nation will never feel like we ever had payback, and all their deaths become meaningless. Oh my gosh. Obama has a self-fulfilling prophecy. Didn't he say in 2007, well, make no mistake about it, those men died in vain? Didn't he say that? Well, lo and behold, he's making them die in vain. Wow. Mitt Romney was the same problem, David Nation. I've been running for president for 8 years. What's your problem? Are you unable to see the rational person sitting in front of you? Are you blind to reality? No, Mitt Romney wouldn't have been better. They're both cronies of the same corporatist control system that's run in our country, the two-party conspiracy. Well, you might think so, Mad Dog, but I tend to believe that Mitt was a little too corporate. Bain Capital lost 1,700 jobs in America. Did you ever see that video that Newt Gingrich did? The King of Bain? Very telling about Mitt Romney's connections. Very telling. I didn't believe the corporate crack community would approve of that. Yeah, and speaking of corporate crack, do you think Obama is doing crack in the White House? Does anybody think he's doing crack because of his pasty white complexion? Anybody have any ideas? You do? Have you noticed how pasty and white? He kind of looks like that Tybo guy, you know? What is with that? I mean, it's like a dusty black. It's not like a white black. It's a, you know what I'm talking about?
What are you talking
It's just
about?
like a little white powder on his black skin.
Who?
Obama. Whatever.
Yeah, it's called his hair.
No, his hair. It's like a severe case of facial dandruff.
Pull up
I'm
a
just
picture
saying,
of whatever
well,
you're talking
let me
about.
close in on it. It looks like powder
I don't know
around
what
his
you're talking
face.
about.
I'm just saying it's a pasty look he has. Can I pull up a picture? I may not know what I'm talking about. I would admit I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Obama pic. You think I'll find one on the internet?
No.
And did anyone even know what this was?
Where are you talking about?
Okay.
I don't see anything like what you're talking
Pasty.
about.
Pasty. Let's get a picture of it.
What are you
Pasty.
talking about?
I'm going to show you the pastiness. It's kind of a, it's like a pallid. I don't know.
What are
It's
you talking about?
something about the skin. It becomes kind of pasty. You see how his hair is getting all gray and whatnot. You know.
Yeah, that's normal, especially when you have a. Never mind.
Whatever. When you,
Job is tough as
it's
sin.
a tough job. Yeah. Mind you, Sarah has never said anything bad about Obama in 6 years. I want everyone to know that. It's pretty funny. She's actually amazing that way. I don't know anybody who's ever been so tolerant.
I think so too.
Well, make no mistake about it. Let's be clear. Well, I could be Barack Obama. Let's talk. Let's get down and boogie. Well, let's be clear. I do make decisions. I'm going to choose a light beer, and then a dark beer. Well, let's send some drones over and take out a few innocent civilians. Well, we won't have any collateral damage. No collateral damage to that. Let's be clear.
That is
That's just silly.
amazing how much it's like what a close match that was.
Oh yeah, well that's why I did the blackface. You didn't know why.
I still don't know why.
Well, I did it because I knew
just kidding.
I couldn't get any public attention in 2008, and a third party's never going to get any help at all. So I did this thing on my own. Sarah did not endorse what I did. She basically, said, "Okay, do whatever you're going to do," because nobody can control me.
People are going to do. You're going to do whatever you want, no matter what I say. So
Yeah, she knew that.
it's
So I have no knowledge of Rodney's Ocean View. All of my sensors tell me that something is wrong about that picture. Maybe it's the septic waste spewing out of the Staten Island apartment he's living in with his mom. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. You were open to Obama till I found out he lied to you, hardworking Americans. Yes, me too, DT Laura. Well, I'm thinking Staten Island, yeah, David Nation. I think there's something wrong there. I would never do that to Sarah. She's free, born free as Sarah. As free as Sarah, born free to roam the world. Where would you like to go if you could go on a happy holiday? Anywhere in the world. Where would you
I
like
am
to
on a happy holiday.
go? But if you had all the money in the world, where would you go, Sarah? What would be a good place?
Maybe I wouldn't go anywhere.
Well, just theoretically, pick a place, any place. Tahiti, New Zealand.
Whidbey Island, Washington State, USA.
So you'd be right here in this hellhole, underneath this jet path of militarism coming on this island. You don't mind the jets, do you? You kind of like
No, I don't mind the jets.
She likes the jets, and she's the one with the most sensitive hearing. That's what's really amazing. Come on,
I
David
don't know.
Nation,
I
stop
don't-
drooling
I
over
think-
her. God, he's drooling over here. This is crazy, man. I mean, this guy's going, you're like a lap dog, man. You put your thing back in your face.
I mean, I've been everywhere in the U.S. that I want to go, except I kind of want to go back to, a couple places.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I probably would love to go to Yosemite. I've never been there. I'd like to go back to South Dakota.
I love Yosemite, South Dakota.
Yeah, and see the presidents. Actual go
Let's
walk
talk
around
about
there.
that. You want to talk about it? I think people want to hear about our personal life. No.
No. I don't want to
No,
talk
not
about
true,
that.
Cool Ruler. I'm very happy here. We're in the most beautiful place in the world. I really think Sarah's right. I mean, if I could go anywhere in the world, it would be right where I'm sitting right now. And I love the
maybe
nature.
down to the beach.
The beach, maybe. Well, we can go to the radiation pool called
Here.
the ocean, if you want. You know, I saw some studies recently that show that the entire intertidal zones in British Columbia are dead or near dead. Algal life, all the anemones.
Yeah, did you download that video or save the link?
I don't have it right now, but I can find it later. But all the anemones and all these things, according to these guys who took pictures recently, are just dying off. And
I would like to spend like a full week in Washington, D.C. Maybe
yeah.
I actually wouldn't mind spending like a year in Washington, D.C. or 4 years or 8 years in Washington,
well, be sure you get a
DC.
nice air-conditioned room to live in. In fact, let's go to our White House background. I haven't been there in a long time on this one.
And the reason that I would like to go there is because of all the, all the monuments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could spend 2 days in each of the Smithsonian Institute's museums.
Wow, okay. That would be kind of fun. So let's just get let's book the Plaza Hotel. I've been there, wonderful place. We should go there together.
That's cute.
$600 a night for the Plaza Hotel. We can just go and spend 3 weeks in D.C. What do you say?
Well, it would be fun to go to D.C. on my birthday.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're right.
For a week. Because it's like in the winter. But actually, no, it wouldn't be fun because there's snow there.
We're going to check out Catlin ocean mapping pictures right now. I want to see this. Okay, is this something that will show some serious damage to the ocean floor? What do you think? Are there images for Catlin? Well, they're beautiful, yeah. It's the barrier reef, it's beauty, it's nature, it's everything you expect. It's a process, yeah. It's what we want to preserve, but unfortunately the Fukushima radiation is getting so bad that our intertidal zones are dying, and our government's doing nothing to talk about these things. So yeah, I'm extremely concerned, and it's been getting more concerning as time goes on. When you look at the beautiful, rich life of the ocean, you see how easily and fragile this could be destroyed. Coral beds, this is the Great Barrier Reef.
They're trying to regrow the coral and
yeah, I eat the fish.
That island where they had the big tsunami.
Oh, I believe it, yeah. No, I would never have Sarah pay for it. No, I was thinking of taking Sarah on a flight in our Lear to, I'm sorry, a flight on a very austere plane, like coach, and we could go to D.C. and just spend 3 weeks. What do you think?
Go ahead, DJ Bad Boy E.
February is a perfect time because you don't want to go in August. I spent an entire month in D.C. in August in the 60s, so yeah, that'd be fun too. All right, well, how do you want to get there? Because I won't fly by plane.
Oh, you won't fly.
Yeah. Now there's a weird conspiracy theory. Check this out. Osama bin Laden is
Well,
Barack
they're just
Obama.
saying. No, they're not saying that he is him. They're just saying that he has the same vision as him for the Middle East.
Oh, no, I've heard there's some people that say that he is him. Okay.
Well, I have heard that.
How are they different? Okay. CIA expert, Obama, Osama share Middle East goals. Check this out. Well, of course, I think Osama was a CIA agent. That would make sense. So Obama was a CIA agent, so was Osama. So yeah, there you have it. Their connection is they're both CIA agents. PatriotAction.net. Interesting. Hey, works for me. Now back to the ocean floor. All right, let's just look at ponder the last vestiges of the coral reef, because it'll be dead soon. And all of you can just thank yourselves for sitting around doing nothing but chatting online instead of starting this third party. You can blame yourself for the dead ocean. Well, number one, the rain in Spain lies mainly in the plain. I'm not flying in a plane. I'm flying in a jet, if I do fly, and I want to make sure it is a good background. Let's go there. I want to make sure that, thank you, the jet has absolutely no dangerous automation override systems. For instance, the QSR-11 chip, which probably was in the MH17 and the MH370. The QSR-11 chip. Okay, I'll spell it out mnemonically. Q as in quick, N as in Nancy, S as in Sam, R as in Robert. QSR. Yeah, that 11. That chip, if you Google it, is the one chip in the navigation system that can be overridden with a proton beam weapon.
Caitlin's archives for damaged ocean.
Oh, damaged ocean. Okay, we'll go to
let's
that.
just leave this for now.
We'll leave the pretty ocean right now, but I have to go to Catlin's archives of damaged ocean. No, I don't flip out on a jet. Usually the jet flips out on me. Every jet I've been in, it starts to have weird turbulence issues. Every flight I've taken is like, and everyone's going, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And then
I'm like, this is cool.
You like the turbulence one?
Well, I haven't flown in a plane since I was 10, so.
Really? Well, we should fly to DC. It's my magnetic resonance,
brother. You're never gonna fly with me.
What do you mean you're never gonna fly with me? You're never gonna fly with me. You know, I flew in a jet when I was 6, 7 years old in TWA, and I still have the silverware that somehow got in my mom's purse on that trip. And you know something? Flying in a jet in 1967 was like heaven. My mother and I and my father flew in '67, and they served with silverware.
Did you have turbulence on the plane?
Bakelite cooked.
The dish is going like
no,
this?
actually, it was an incredible flight. It was the smoothest flight I've ever been on. And then I fly on a bunch of other cheap airlines like Southwest, where they give you a pack of peanuts or something.
Something wrong.
We almost got a flight on JetBlue a couple of years ago, but we canceled it because we were too concerned about the flight situation. We had a lot of problems a couple of years ago. Sarah and I took a trip back east, and we had to decide on a flight versus car travel, and we went with car travel. No, I love silverware, just saying, of that particular variety. Would you like to see my TWA silverware? I've got a spoon and a fork. I would love to show it all to you. It's still from the same silver that I ate off of. Yeah.
No thanks.
You want to see it? It's pretty cool. Oh, whatever.
Oh,
you want to see it?
Want to see it? Yes.
Okay, I'll show it to you.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I have it all queued up, ready to go.
Okay, good. David can show you his silverware. I don't know. Actually, I flew on a small plane when I was like 17, but I didn't like those small planes because they have like a 1960s seatbelt and you feel like you're going to fall out.
This is from a flight from Los Angeles to New York. In 1967, we picked up this TWA, and it's the original silver. You're looking at it right there from TWA. And this is real silverware. I mean, there really is silver in it. And they served that with a New York steak, baked potato, broccoli, and a small muffin. It's gay. And check it out. You probably can't see the inscription, but it says TWA on it. I think it's a little too, yeah, there it is. TWA. Up and away on that beautiful. So flying back then was like an experience. Now it's more like an exhaustive experience. It's more like no one's happy about flying. So now the TSA is trying to find out a way in which we could actually get through the lines quicker. And my my suggestion is just get rid of the TSA. Let's start there. Let's phase in military, plainclothes military people, taking over their job, lower the cost of the fares, because you'll be taking away all those taxes, those airport fees that you pay when you pay your ticket.
Oh yes, speaking of which, did your parents dress you up in a nice outfit to go on your plane flight?
I do. I've had my little hat that I wore that day. Would you like me to bring that out too?
You have that hat?
Yeah.
Oh yes, we want to see the hat.
Okay, I'll go get it. I'll get the hat I wore that day in 1967. Up and away on that beautiful.
I wonder why they gave those away, so I'm sorry. That's pretty funny. Well, I have a promise ring cooler. I don't know. David, throw things out.
Yeah, I don't throw a lot out, but I'm not a pack rat either because I don't pick up things, you know. Okay, I know this is a little Charlie Sheen-esque, but
that's not the play.
This is it. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
No
this
way.
is it. Yeah, I had a very large head. This won't even fit my head. This will fit you though.
Did you really wear that on your TWA flight?
Something just like it, actually. Whatever. It's a fedora. I didn't collect Playboy books, no. I did get accused of looking at a Playboy at the age of 11 years old, though. You look so much like Charlie Sheen. It's amazing.
Me?
It's a Bing Crosby.
I look like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, let me do a little Bing Crosby. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Anyway, this is a real flashback in time, but right now we're seeing quality of life decline in America. I try hard. We're seeing our life basically turn into kind of a caricature of what it could be. And we've allowed our government officials to sell our country down the road to other countries, basically. Here's Representative John Howard. Let's take a look. Oh, this is good. Turn this up.
This next part's classified. This is an onion.
Oh, it's not for real?
This is not real.
Okay. Up and away, my beautiful, my beautiful. So do you feel like I have a lot of Adonis, what is that word? I can't use it because he trademarked it. Don't say that word, Adonis.
I'll just say, yes, you're like Charlie Sheen.
I feel a little like Charlie right now. I do have an IQ of 185. What's your question? Go ahead. She's pure awesome, Pamela. Thank you so much for saying that. I look like an albino.
Oh, yay.
Adrian,
well, I wonder, I think maybe I should just start limiting myself to 2 hours at the most.
I would.
Okay, I'm gone.
Okay, Sarah's going to be gone in 8 minutes. What a waste. I know. You know, and Ferguson didn't turn into the race war that they wanted, so they're kind of upset. They want to create a race war, folks. That's why the media foments all this stuff. When people have any kind of racial conflict, the media is all over it. Look what they did with me. Cairo News went to my house. Lee Stahl interviewed me. Didn't even run with the story because she didn't get the story. She wanted my neighbor to get all upset or something about this horrible video. She literally played the video for him. They want racial conflict. They didn't understand how a person could possibly parody a president in blackface. Guy Casey was really only here for you, so I'm going to stay. I'm going to let you. Thank you. I have the rights to do it. That's right. No, not only do I have the right to do it, I have the prerogative to do it. I have the ability and the means, and I did it. And I'm glad I did it because we need to make fun of this really bad president, Sky, because you're one of those guys that voted for him. The liberal media loves to create tension, Bobcat Bob. Good point. And Ferguson is now a circus, right? They just want, you know, Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson to have a little gathering at the river and then baptize some people, and then they'll be on their way. Maybe they'll even turn Eric Holder and Barack Obama into martyrs. I mean, seriously. I don't hate on anybody's skin. I did not do the blackface video because I don't in any way have a racist bone in my body. I don't. I did it because I needed to parody this really bad president, dude. No, blackface is what it is. It's an impersonation. And I have every right to do that. No, you're crazy. Let's ban it. All right, we're moving on here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Does what? Does what hurt? Oh, gosh. I opened up too much stuff. Darn. Dang it, Sarah. Okay. Alright, now I have to start up all of my Firefox things again. And I'm just hoping that I'm actually streaming. I'll go there. Okay. Ooh, too many. I wonder if I already have it. Okay, loading channel. Close out of that. I'm just closing out of things I don't really think I need right now. All right, that's good enough for me. Sorry. Oh, man. Come on. Why? What's going on? Do I have a shift in here? Oh, great. I'm going to have to shut down my computer. I don't want to do that. I'll just leave it going. How about that? See what happens when I want to stay on top of the news and my computer goes into this malfunctioning thing. Oh well. Okay. going to bring that back up. Okay, there's a chat, maybe, still loading on my slow computer. Disk. I locked up the computer. I think I have to restart it.
I go to backup computer on the other.
Well, I really can't do that in the middle of the Google Hangout.
Oh, you can't do that? Okay, let's end our Google Hangout.
Okay. You can come watch us tomorrow on Google Hangout. Thank you for seeing it now.